Hello friends, welcome to the 63rd session of Hybris tutorial. In this session, we are going to learn how to integrate MySQLdb with Hybris. Guys, if you are using the vanilla Hybris, then you will see by default Hybris provides us the integrated HSQLdb. If I am going to the HSC, you can see I have opened the HSC and I have already done the B2C setup, accelerator setup in my system. That is why I am able to open the HSC. In case you have not done this setup, you can watch our video and can do the setup in your system as well. The link of video is given in the description box as well as on the top right corner in card section. So you can also do the setup in your system. But for now I have done this setup, that is why I am able to open this HSC. So here I am in the platform and then I went to the update tab, right? So here you can see guys, we are using the HSQLdb. So this HSQLdb is given to us, or it comes integrated with Hybris only, with the Hybris vanilla version. And you can see in the Hybris, in the data folder, we have the complete HSQLdb setup, right? But in many projects, depending on the different requirement, depending on the data storage requirement, we might need to use any other DB. We might need to integrate our Hybris application with any other DB as well. For example, we might need to integrate our application with MySQL DB, or we might need to integrate our application with HANA or with the Oracle DB. So Hybris gives us this flexibility to integrate different databases with the Hybris application. We might have to do some configuration, or we have to do some configuration changes. If we do those changes, then we can integrate different Hybris DB with our application. So in this video guys, we are going to see how we can integrate MySQL DB right with our Hybris application. So this is a complete package, and in this video you are going to see end to end how to do the MySQL server setup, and then how you can create the DB, how you can create the schema into the DB, and then how you can integrate your Hybris application with the newly set up MySQL DB. So this is a complete video, and you can use the same steps in your application as well, in your project work as well. So guys, I have already uploaded the notes of this video on the Google Drive, right? So, and I have shared the link of the Google Drive in the comment section of this video. So you can just click on the link which is given in the comment section of this video, and you can download these advanced notes related to integration of MySQL with Hybris. So here you will get the complete setup of doing the end-to-end integration of Hybris with MySQL DB. Okay. So the first question is guys, why by default we are able to use the HSQL DB? So for that guys, if I go in my code setup, right, and if I open the project.property file, if I open the project.property file of platform extension, right, then you will see here we will have the default configuration, right? We will have the default configuration of HSQLdb. If I just search with this string HSQL, you will see that over here guys, we have the default configuration done for the HSQLdb. That is why when you bring your server up, you are directly connected to the HSQLdb because of this configuration only. So I hope guys this is clear to you why by default Hybris uses the HSQLdb, right? But if you want to use any other DB guys, then you have to do the similar changes or similar configuration changes, right, for your custom DB as well. Like you, if you want to integrate MySQL, you have to do the custom configuration changes for MySQL DB as well. I will tell you in this video only what are those changes which you need to do so that you can integrate MySQL with your Hybris application. If you guys see over here, you can see Hybris has given us the configuration for the MySQL as well, but these configurations are currently commented out. So if you have to enable or activate these changes, you will not do the changes in this file, because this file is present in the platform extension and we are not allowed to do any changes in the platform extension. This is a out of box extension in which we are not allowed to do any changes in any of the file. So we will do those changes in our local.property file. So what are those changes that I am going to show you in this video? So guys, this video will consist of two parts. So what are those two parts? In the first part, guys, we will do the local setup of MySQL DB, right, in our system. So we will do end-to-end setup, like we will install the MySQL DB, then we will create the user, we will create a new connection in our DB. So all those things we will be taking care in this first part. In the second part, we will connect Hybris application with the newly set up MySQL DB, right? So this is the thing which we are going to do in this video. So these 2 points will cover all the points or all the concepts related to the integration of MySQL with Hybris. Please watch carefully all the points mentioned in this video, because if you miss any point, there are high chances that you might face some exceptions or some errors during the setup. So the first point is how you will, do the local setup of MySQL DB in our system, in your system. So for that, guys, we would need two things. One thing is we need a connector, right? One thing is we need a connector, which is basically a MySQL connector. Okay. Second thing we need is the MySQL server. Okay, MySQL server or MySQL installer that will automatically provides you the MySQL server as well. So these are the two things which you need to do the setup of MySQL server in your system. So firstly is the MySQL connector. You need to download the latest version of the MySQL connector. Similarly, you need to download the MySQL installer as well, latest version of MySQL installer as well. In case you don't have the latest version of the MySQL installer or MySQL connector, you can also click on the link given in the comment section of this video and you can download these installer and connector as well. For now, I am going to download the installer and connector. So you can see I'm just downloading the connector and I am just downloading the installer as well, right? So I have downloaded the installer, I have downloaded the connector as well. Now we will do the setup of the installer and connector. So I can go to this folder. So you can see I'm in this downloads folder, and here, guys, I will just unzip the installer. So you can see I'm just unzipping it like this. Similarly, I will unzip the connector as well. So you can see I am unzipping the connector as well like this. Okay, so this is how you need to unzip the installer and connector. Now the first part is the connector, right? So this connector, right, guys, you need to place in your lib folder of platform extension. So where you need to go, I will go to my Hybris setup, right? Then I will go to the Hybris bin platform lib. Okay, so this is the lib folder. Inside the DB driver, I will just place this jar file. So this is the connector file which I need to separately place. This doesn't come bundled with the Hybris. You have to place this jar file separately, this connector jar file separately in the DB driver folder present in the lib directory of platform extension. So I hope, guys, this is clear to you. This is what you have to do. Now the second part is the installer part, right? So this is the installer, guys, MySQL installer. So you have to install this MySQL installer. So how you will install it? So I will just click on the right click over here, then I will just do the run as admin. Okay, I'm just clicking on the run as admin. Okay, so you can see over here now the setup has started. And guys, I have given you end-to-end steps how to do all the steps. I might have to skip or some of the steps during the setup, but in the notes I have given you end-to-end steps how you will do the integration, or how you will do the setup of SQL server, right, with your application. Okay, so what I will do now, I will just do the setup. I will quickly go to the next, right? Then I will again go to the next. If you get such type of option, just ignore this, and then you just have to click on the execute. So you can see I have just clicked on the execute. This will take around 30 seconds to get finished. It is just downloading all the products related to your MySQL setup, right? So you can see it is internally downloading the MySQL server as well, right? So this will be the server in which we will be creating our database, we will be creating our connections, we will be creating our schemas. Okay, so this generally takes 30 seconds, and as you can see, most of the part has been done except this. So I will just click on the try again, and it should also get completed. So you can see now all the products have been downloaded. Next part will be we have to install all these products. So for that I will just click on the next, and you can see now all the products are ready to install. So I will just click on the execute so that these all products will start getting installed in my system. Okay, so this takes some time. Might be this takes around 2 to 3 minutes in your system as well. So let's wait for all the products to get installed. As you can see, currently we are installing the MySQL server, and this has been installed now. Similarly, this is the MySQL Workbench. In some time I will show you what is this MySQL Workbench. This is nothing. This is a UI interface where you will be able to see what is my DB which I have created, what is the schema, or you will be able to view the tables as well, create newly created tables as well. So this is the Workbench. MySQL cell is basically if you have to fire the commands, right? So that you will, for that you will be using the MySQL cell. Similar is the other products which are there. So these will take some time to get installed. So let's wait for all the products to get installed. So you can see guys, now all the products have been installed. So I will quickly click on the next, right? Then I will again click on the next, and then I will again click on the next, and I will not change these options as well, and I will click on the next. So now I have to select the root password. So password I will keep it as a root only, ROOT in small letters, and then I will just click on the next. So you can see I have just click on the next, and I will not change anything over here, and I will just click on the execute button over here. So you can see I have just clicked on the execute. Now it is basically doing the multiple steps like writing the configuration file, updating window firewall rules, all these steps this is doing. And here you can see it has started the server as well. So as soon as I click on the finish button, right, I just have to click on the next button. Right here you can see I will not do any changes. I will just click on the finish. So you can see I just click on the finish, and then I will click on the next. Here just I have to check the connectivity of my server. So I will just enter the password. The password is root. Okay, and I will just check the connectivity. So you can see this is connection is successful. It means connectivity is there. So I will again click on the next, and then I will just click on the execute. Okay, this will also take some time, around 20 seconds of time this will take. So let's wait for this, and because it is internally running multiple scripts inside it. Okay, now I will just click on the finish guys, and then I just have to click on the next, and this is this information is already shown over here what exactly these steps are doing. So I'm just clicking on the next, and then I just have to click on the finish. So you can see here the installation has been completed. Okay, so I have just clicked on the finish, and you can see now this MySQL shell has been started over here, which I was showing you. So this is the MySQL shell. Similar will be the MySQL Workbench as well. So you can see this is the MySQL Workbench as well. right? So here you can see we have one connection, right guys? We already have one connection. Okay, so what I will do, I will go inside this connection, guys. You can see I have gone inside this connection, and what is the password? Password is ROOT. Okay, root, which we had set, and then I will just click on the OK. As soon as I click on the OK, guys, you can see I have gone inside it, right? Now what I will do, I will just go on the users and privileges. So this is the users and privileges. Here I will do what I will do, I will add one user. Okay, so I am adding one user over here. I will just click on add account. Okay, and I will give the name as say Hybris tube. Okay, so this is the name, user name I am giving. So password, again I will give the same password, Hybris tube. Okay, and then what I will do, I will confirm the password as well. This is the password, Hybris tube, which I have given. Okay, and guys, what I will do in the administrative roles, I will give its all roles. Okay, after doing this, guys, I will just click on the apply, and you can see my user has been created. Okay, so this is what I have to do. Then I will go to the home button. This is the home button, and I will create a new connection. So this is the new connection I have created. I will give its connection name as Hybris tube only. Okay, so just remember, this is the host name, this is the port name. This thing we will use while creating a connection of this MySQL DB, right? With Hybris application, we will use the host name, this we will use this port name. Okay, so this thing we will use. So here is the username. So username, again I will use Hybris tube only. Password I have to store in the vault, so same password I will use, Hybris tube. So you can also choose the username and password as per your wish only. So I will click on the OK, right, and then I will just do the test connection. So you can see, guys, I've just clicked on the test connection and connection is successful, right? So you can see the connection is now successful. So now what I will do, I will just click on the OK button. As soon as I click on the OK button, guys, over here you can see a new connection has been created. Now I'm going inside this connection, right guys? Now what I will do, I will create a new schema inside this. Okay, so this is the schema. I will create a new schema inside this new connection, Hybris tube connection. So you can see here we have option to create a new schema. I will just give its name as Hybris tube underscore schema, and this will be the schema which we will be using in our local dot property file as well. Okay, so you can see I'm just clicking on the apply button. Okay, I'm just clicking on the apply button like this. Okay, like this, I have just clicked on the apply button. As soon as I click on the apply button, this window comes up, and I will just click on the apply button. Okay, and then I will just click on the finish, and you can see over here the new schema has been created. So you can see I have just clicked on the finish. So this is what you have to do, guys. You have done now everything. Now there comes the second part. Second part is we have to connect our Hybris application with newly set up MySQLDB. And guys, just remember one thing. As you can see currently over here, we have HSQLDB. As soon as we connect our new DB, new MySQL DB with Hybris application, over here you will start seeing the MySQL DB. Okay, so what changes you have to do? So for that, guys, you have to do the changes in your local dot property file. So this is the local dot property file where I have to do the changes. So what are those changes? So those changes, guys, will look like something like this, right? So these are the changes. As you can see, this is the port number which we saw. This is the 3306 is the port number, and this was the schema which we had created, and this was the username and password we had created, right? So this is the thing which we need to take care. And guys, this local dot property file is also there, right? So you can just use this local dot property file which is there in the Google Drive, and the link of this drive is given in the comment section of this video. You can just download and can do these setup in your system as well. So after doing these changes, guys, after doing these changes, now our next step is, guys, I will firstly bring my server down. So you can see I'm bringing my server down like this. So I will just fire the command cls. Now I will fire the command and clean all. Okay, so this command I have to fire. So you can see I'm firing this command and clean all. This command will take around 15 minutes to get finished. So let's wait for this and clean all command to get finished. Then, guys, I will bring my server up, and when I will bring my server up, at that time my system should point to the MySQLDB instead of pointing to the HSQLDB. We will verify that fact as well once I will try to bring my server up. Okay, so let's wait for this anti clean all command to get finished. Then we will bring our server up and will verify which DB it is pointing to. So guys, now you can see and clean all command has been successful. Build is successful. Now I will try to bring my server up. So I'm trying to bring my server up, and you can see I have fired the command hybris server.bat. So guys, now this time this should connect with the MySQLDB, and in case there comes some exception, maybe there comes some exception because of compatibility issue between the connector and installer, then at this point only, right, like this time only, like we are getting this exception. Right, we have got this exception, java.sql exception. Right, the exception is cannot cast to class java.lang.Long. Right, so this is the exception we have got. And why this exception has we have got this exception, so either there is a mismatch between the connector or installer, or there is some encoding issue, so that we will try to find. So guys, now I have changed the version of connector. So you can see here, now I have changed the version of connector. So this is the version I have used now. Okay, so the same version you will find on the drive as well. You just have to click on the link which is given in the comment section, and you can use this connector as well. So now I have changed this connector, and now let's see whether this exception, right, this exception is still coming or not, which we were getting. This exception cannot be cast to the class java.lang.Long. Right, let's see this exception is still coming or not. So what I will do, I will just clear the screen, and then I will just fire the command hybris server.bat, and I'm trying to bring my server. So let's see whether this time as well the exception comes or not. If any exception comes up, this exception will start coming up over here only. So let's see whether the exception is coming up or not. So you can see it is proceeding and no exception till now. So you can see, guys, it has proceeded and there is no exception this time. So it means the connectivity with the MySQL server has basically established, and we can same verify over here as well. We can verify whether there is a connectivity with the MySQL or not. So that also we can check. We can check like from here, like we have the server status, we have the basically the client connections as well, but there are multiple options through which you can just see whether there is any client connection which is established or not. So all these things you can just explore, and you will be able to see whether you are getting, like here currently you can see it is receiving this much of data, right? So that thing, it means now it is receiving and sending as well data to the Hybris application. So it means now the connection has been established successfully. So let's wait for this server to come up. So once the server will be up, we will be able to see the tables as well. So how the tables are looking like, right? Basically how the tables are looking like, that we will also see. So you will find that even if you bring your server up at that time as well, the tables will not be created. So you have to initialize your system. So once we will initialize our system, you will see that over here there will be a very sudden peak in the sending and receiving of the data. We will see that as well, and then we will see the tables would have also been created. Okay, so let's wait for everything. Like currently if I just show you over here, you can see there is no data in the tables, you can see, right? As soon as my server will come up and I will initialize my system, at that time you will see that the tables would be created over here. Okay, so let's wait for this server to come up. So guys, now you can see server has started up. Now what I will do, I will quickly open the HAC. So you can see I'm opening the HAC, right? And I will use the port number 9031. You can use the another port as well. Maybe like you have to use the port number 9001 or 9002. Why I am using the port number 9031 or 9032? The reason is because I have done the configuration changes for any other topic. That is why I have to use this, as you can see over here as well. If I show you, like my server has started up on port number 9031 and 32. In your case it might be any other server, but any other port, so you have to decide accordingly. Okay, so you can see guys, now I am able to open the HSC, and guys, if you carefully see over here, now the database has been changed over here. Now the database is MySQL, right? So you can see this is the database now, this which has been changed over here, right? And now what you have to do guys, if I just go to the HSC, I have to initialize my system, right? Because there is no tables at all created. So once I will initialize my system guys, after that, once the initialization is finished, we will see over here again whether the tables have been created or not. And as you can see, currently it is receiving only this much of data, receiving and sending this much of data. Now I will initialize my system. Okay, so I am clicking on initialization of the system. This will take around 1.5 or 2 hours to finish. So same will be the case in your system as well. It will take lots of time because it will be creating the project data, essential data, update a running system for all of your available extensions. So this is gonna take lot of time in your system as well, and in the backend as well. You can see initialization has been started, and same will start reflecting over here as well very soon, that this sending and receiving of the data will suddenly increase as soon as this initialization process will start, right? It is currently preparing this DB model. As soon as this step is over, you will see over here there will be a sudden spike. So it means then data will be basically getting inserted into the DB, MySQL DB, which we have newly set up. So this is the schema which we had set up, right? Hybris tube underscore schema. In which connection we had set up this Hybris tube underscore schema? We had set up this in the Hybris tube connection. This was the connection we had created, and inside this connection only, right, we had set up this Hybris tube underscore schema, right? So I hope guys this is clear to you what I want to show you over here. And these are the multiple options. You have to explore these options by yourself only, what all these options are doing, right? So you have to explore these options by yourself only. So guys, you can see now the data insertion has been increased. You can see over here there is a sudden spike as well, right? So so the data insertion spike is, you can see, clearly present over here. We can check in the client connection as well, like which are the connections. So you can see this is the connection which is created with the local host. So this is the connection which has basically established with our Hybris application. and again then you can see from the dashboard what is the data which you are receiving. So currently you can see data is 5.72 KB per second you are now receiving this data, and as you can clearly see over here, from this time there is a spike, right? So you will be able to see previously it was in the byte per second, now it is in the KB per second, right? As you can see clearly from the graph as well. So you can see now there is a sudden spike, right? This is a spike you are seeing over here, and the same will be reflected because it is currently executing the DML statements in the batch mode, right? That is why this spike you can see clearly over here. So guys, now you can see the initialization of the system has been completed now, right? Now what we will do, we will go to the workbench and we will check whether the tables have been created into the DB or not. So I'm going to the MySQL workbench, right? So you can see I am in the MySQL workbench, and if I go to the table, so firstly I will just refresh this. So I'm just refreshing it, and if I see the tables now, you can see guys, now we have all the tables created, right? We have now all the tables present over here. So I hope guys now it is clear to you. So if I want to make any query, right? If I want to make any query, so firstly what I have to do, I have to use this schema. So I will fire a command, use hybris tube, right? So use hybris tube underscore schema, like this, use hybris tube underscore schema, and I will just fire this query like this. Okay, you can see the results as well from here, like this. So you can see now I can make a query, select star from orders, because we have the table name as orders, not order. Okay, and once I fire the query, you will see the data as well. So once I have fired the query, you can see we have the data present in this table as well. So guys, I hope now it is clear to you how we can integrate the MySQL server with your Hybris application. So I hope this concept is now clear to you. And guys, I have already uploaded the notes, complete notes, and the complete guide for integrating the MySQL server with Hybris on the drive, and I have shared the link on the comment section of this video. So just click on the link, though you will find the very important concepts related to the MySQL integration with Hybris, right? So I hope guys this video is informative for you. If you like this video, do share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.